LMD Magazine and EFM present Biz Talk, taking an in-depth look at today's biz landscape.
Welcome to another edition of LMD EFM Biz Talk. Today we're speaking to the Director of Marketing at the Ceylon Pencil Company, Ramani Samarasundera. Good morning, Mrs. Samarasundera, and thank you for taking the time to speak to us today.
Hi.
To begin, what are your thoughts on the state of the industry right now?
It's a fairly big industry because we have over 4 million children who are in primary and secondary education in this country, not to mention then a lot of tertiary kind of education that takes place. Pretty much station is relevant to everybody, I guess, in this country. So it's a growing industry. And I think over the years, what you have seen is that there's been a lot of value-added segments that have come in to give consumers choice, which is really a good thing for the industry.
What are some of the recent milestones reached by Ceylon Pencil?
So I think if I start from the most recent, I think we are quite proud to have been ranked as number 4 in LMD's unlisted brands earlier on this year. That was a big achievement for the company. Atlas is a very strong household name and brand in this country. Equity is very strong. A couple of years we had a equity study that was done by Nielsen that also showed us amongst the top 6% in terms of the strongest equity of brands. There have been many kind of stages in which the company has been recognized externally, particularly in the area of manufacturing excellence in terms of 5S, and that again shows the commitment of the organization to ensuring that a quality product reaches our consumers every day.
How would you rank Ceylon Pencil's facilities against those in the international arena?
I think we don't stint in terms of quality. And so in order to ensure that, then the right input has to be there. So whether you look at the human kind of capability that we have brought in, whether you look at the technology in terms of process and machinery, whether you look at platforms like SAP in terms of information management, the company is really up there in terms of investing in that. We have a state-of-the-art warehouse, and our order taking by sales rep is on PDA, so it's a kind of real-time information that's there. So I mean, it really sits with any other operation in the world, I would say.
What are the latest trends in the industry?
One of the big trends we see is the space of color, I think. I think that's pervaded from the whole fashion industry itself, right? People are not necessarily satisfied with the kind of, a grey pencil or a dark green pencil that probably we were brought up as children. Today there is variety of color, there's variety of propositions that is there. So color is a big thing that has influenced industry, I think. Value-added benefits in terms of design is something that has come into the industry. Which is good, and I think across not only us but other manufacturers as well, there's a lot of push into kind of premium segments that's happening. So it's no longer a base, but I'm giving multiple benefits or a base increase in terms of his writing, but it comes with something A, B, and C added on to that. So I think and a little bit has come into the whole lifestyle space as well. I think that's a trend you see coming into many other brands, but it's coming to stationery as well. So people are no longer buying a book, but they're buying a book because it resonates with my thinking or my lifestyle, or it inspires me. So those are some of the trends that have come into the category.
What do you think could be done to improve the domestic industry?
So I think, if you just look at versus, let's say, more developed markets, probably there's a little less in terms of experiential ambience that you have in terms of stationery. I have two kind of teenage daughters, and probably that's the space that they really get excited when you go overseas, going into the stationery, hobby craft kind of places. Now, we don't have places like that to engage kids. It's like, dull racks with books and pencils and colors and stuff that is there, but it doesn't kind of, inspire you. Yeah, so I think that is a space that hopefully we will see emerging as you see lifestyle stores, etc., coming up. That's probably one area that is lacking in the industry, and also in terms of more kind of learning aided kind of propositions. Yeah. Not just basic, but how can you add fun to that learning space is possibly another area that we might see happening in the next couple of years.
What steps have been taken by Ceylon Pencils towards the proper development of the triple bottom line?
So there's a lot that has happened, and it's just not happened today or yesterday. It's been a kind of consistent program, I think, that we've had. There's a lot of effort taken in terms of reaching in the immediate vicinity in terms of our own kind of schools, local schools that are there, and we have always tried to kind of support that educational drive. In kind of less developed kind of geographies of the country, in some kind of rural areas in north and east, those have been areas in which we have hugely supported in terms of stationery and upkeep of education. One of the other things that we are actively driving is a challenge to the school system, to parents and teachers about this whole holistic child development here. No longer is a school life, unfortunately, fun for the child. It's very academically driven. It's about, getting 90 also is not enough sometimes in a child's life. And that is a kind of rat race that, we've all, taken our children into as well. Yeah. So we have a few initiatives. One is this whole holistic child and the importance of, let's say, color and craft in terms of children's dexterity, their kind of ability to creatively, express themselves. Because you also see now in the corporate world that, creativity is a big driver from a leadership point of view. So how can that be inculcated in children? And so we're trying to have some kind of preschool-led forums. We have a panel with us that has supported us, from a psychiatrist to a educationist. We are getting on board. So that's an initiative that we are kind of presently in the process of rolling out. Just last month, with this whole grade 5 scholarship, so as a brain that is at the heart of kind of that parent-child and this whole space, we said, how can we do something different? And so we launched this whole Manasa Loke initiative, which we said, okay, apart from another paper and another seminar and another workshop, can you just, bless this child or give good wishes to this child? And so we called a nation on a particular day, I think it was the 18th of August, at 6:30 to light a lamp. Yeah. So just trying to kind of help people, challenge people to think differently. Because it's really what you do now with your children that kind of will build your future kind of leadership and generation for this country and the world at large. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today, Mrs. Samarasundera.
Thank you so much.
Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday for more insights from our business community. You can also log on to efm.lk and lmd.lk/lmdtv for a visual experience of Biz Talk.